when one team owns another team as thoroughly as the 49ers own the Rams, everybody wants to get ahead of the moment where it changes. And, of course, it did change in the game that counted the most that it could count when they met in the playoffs. But regular season, Kyle Shanahan just systematically takes down Sean McVay every time they get together. And, this is the time the Rams are going to change. They had a bye week. They had extra time. It just doesn't matter if your players aren't as good as they need to be. And for the 49ers, the one key is health. And the 49ers are the team in the NFC that could beat anyone. They could beat the Bills. They could beat the Eagles. They could beat anyone. I think they would beat the Vikings, frankly, by 10 or more if they crossed paths. The 49ers are going to be built. If they can keep their people healthy, McCaffrey, Bosa, Hufanga, the key players, Kittle, Debo. Hell, they got it done yesterday without Debo. But if they keep enough, a critical mass of their key players healthy, they can beat anyone. And we saw that yesterday. And Christian McCaffrey paying dividends. Woo! First time since 2005 that in the same game there's been, by one player, touchdown pass, touchdown reception, touchdown run. LaDainian Tomlinson did it back in 2005. Look at that catch from Christian McCaffrey. I mean,
awesome.
Again, there's no denying his talent. I wrote that the night that the trade happened. If he's healthy, he's unstoppable. But running backs get injured. It's not about them. It's about the position. You're getting hit from every angle. You've got 300-pound guys. The physics don't help you. It just feels inevitable. The question is, can you stave it off through the end of the regular season and through the postseason? And if they can, Christian McCaffrey is going to help the 49ers do everything that they've been trying to do the past several years.
Yeah, it's funny, though, Mike. I mean, I always say this, especially since 2019, basically. The Rams are never as bad as they look against the 49ers, and the 49ers, especially Jimmy Garoppolo, are never as good as they look against the Rams. And so that's going to be the issue. Can they really sustain this high level of play? Because if you look at it, okay, Kyle Shanahan is 9-3 against Sean McVay and 34-43 against everybody else. And Sean McVay is 3-9 against Kyle Shanahan and 55-21 against everybody else in the league. Pick that up from Greg Beecham of the Associated Press, who tweeted that out last night. So look, it looked great for the 49ers yesterday. Jimmy Garoppolo completing 84% of his passes. It's the best completion rate since Steve Young in 1997 for a 49ers quarterback. That's amazing. But that's just them against the Rams. Let's see them against another team. Let's see them against another team in the NFC West. That's why I tweeted out last night, like, when do the 49ers and the Seahawks play again? Because to me, that's more of what this is going to be about. Because Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle, they always play great against Los Angeles. They always play great in Levi's South, as they love to call it, because that stadium yesterday was full of red and it sounded like a 49ers home game. Okay. And it just does. That's the way it works here in LA with that team and those teams where they play, whenever they play. So let's see them do it against somebody else. Because, yeah, Christian McCaffrey is great, and Christian McCaffrey is going to be able to make those kinds of plays against anybody, probably. But is Jimmy Garoppolo going to play like that against everybody? I mean, evidence says no, he's not. That's why they went out and they got Trey Lance in the first place. So I'm pumping the brakes on the 49ers a little bit, even though I do think they should be very good. I don't know if they're actually going to be very good.
Well, look, one of the big factors in how good they will be is their schedule. They go into their bye week now. They've got the Chargers. They're at the Cardinals, Saints, Dolphins, Buccaneers, at the Seahawks, week 15. That is a Thursday night game. Hello. Washington Commanders, at the Raiders, Cardinals. There's a lot of games there that are winnable for the 49ers. And as I said, this is a very dangerous team in January if they're healthy. They're a very dangerous team week in and week out. They're one of the few teams that is capable of being dominant if they're healthy.
but they can also lose, Mike. I mean, they a couple weeks ago they just got blasted by the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, it's because again, when that critical mass of players is injured, that's the key. It's just enough guys are hurt, they fall apart. And I fell victim to thinking it's the 49ers. They're rounding into form. They're playing well. I don't care that a few key players are injured. Kyle Shanahan will find a way. It's just when they're missing a certain number of guys, that's when it happens. And they did.
Mike
they got
Vrabel
embarrassed.
Finds a way. I don't know.
Well, Vrabel does. Shanahan needs to figure out how to do it, because at some point between now and Week 18 and or the playoffs, they will have a game where they've got to dig deep. Christian McCaffrey, and you're jinxing him. Look, the guy plays running back. By virtue of he jinxes himself by playing running back. You're asking for it. It's just a matter of time. It's one of the great areas of respect I have for all professional athletes, all football players, especially running backs. You put in all that time and effort to fine-tune your body, and you know what's going to happen to it. At some point, something's going to break, and you got to go back, get it fixed, rehab, work, fine-tune and hone your body again, and then go do it all over again, knowing full well you're going to be back in that same spot, and it's lather, rinse, repeat. I want to address one thing you said, though, because I continue to be fascinated by the L.A. dynamic. Sean McVay, Rams coach, said on Friday that the 49ers fans travel well. And
they do.
Well, but they're not traveling, though. How many of them are actually coming down from San Francisco, and how many of them are already in L.A.? Because the NFL abandoned the market for 20 years. This is a fundamental component. The NFL never should have left L.A. because when you take away both teams and no one's there for a generation, and you're still going to broadcast your games in L.A., what happens? You lock onto whatever team you just choose to lock onto. And in a huge market like that, you're going to have a significant nucleus of 49ers fans, of Chiefs fans, of Steelers fans, of Cowboys fans when they're going to Oxnard every year for training camp, of every team except for a select few, and they know who they are. You're going to have that. So when that team comes to town, those fans are going to overpower the fans of the home team. Because where's the natural fan base of the home team? Even after the Rams win the freaking Super Bowl, there aren't enough dedicated Ram fans to refuse to sell their tickets to the 49ers fans who are anxious to come watch the 49ers play. I don't know what it's going to take. And maybe it's going to take 20 years to reverse it. I don't know. Yeah. But that's the product. I thank you for indulging me while I make that point, but that's the product of abandoning the market for 20 years. The Rams fans may go ahead. I'll let you comment on that before I move on.
Well, yeah, I mean, having worked for the organization in question right here with the Los Angeles Rams, obviously it's something that you just have to deal with, right? I mean, their money's green too, so those tickets are sold.
Stan doesn't care. Great, Stan doesn't care. Resale. And now all these teams are getting a taste every time they do the resale transaction.
But right, exactly. So like it's one of those things where their money is green. So like yes, welcome on in. But at the same time, if you're the marketing team, you're kind of like, I don't like seeing all this red here. And then eventually it's kind of be like, man, why is there all this red? Like, why is it that we have to go silent count if you're the Rams, right? You're thinking, man, we have to go silent count here at home, but Jimmy Garoppolo is going out with his verbal cadence. It's annoying. It's one of those things that you kind of just have to deal with. And I think after this time that Sean McVay has been in this city and been coaching here, he understands what the dynamic is going to be. So it just kind of is what it is. But it's one of those things where you're right. If you abandon this market as the NFL did for as long as it did, right, you're not going to have those built-in Rams fans. You're not going to have those built-in Chargers fans. Those folks are, hours down the 5 in San Diego. That's where those people live. So, it's going to take time. It is going to take probably a generation to really build up the Rams fan base. It certainly does not hurt when you win a Super Bowl and you can put up those banners in SoFi Stadium, but it's not going to happen overnight. The Rams know that. I know the Rams know that.
By the way, one last point on the 49ers. There's another item we need to take care of with the Rams. As to the 49ers, though, I think I asked Peter King. I know I asked him on Friday. The over-under on touches for Christian McCaffrey in his second game.
Oh, you did? Yes, I listened. Yes,
and I think he said 26. Because 26 is what he had. So kudos to Peter King.
Hang on.
18 rushes. Well, actually, it's 27. Does the pass count as a touch? 18 rushes.
I don't know.
8 receptions and 1 pass. So 26 touches plus a throw. Only 10 days after being traded by the Carolina Panthers, and now he has 2 weeks to get ready for their next game against the Chargers. They won't be back at SoFi for that one, though. The Chargers come to Levi's Stadium, the not home away from home for the San Francisco 49ers. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.